Hey everybody, how you doing? It is fall in Northern California. So I'm doing something that I typically do every fall, and that's up potting. We're still going to have a few more months that will be above 55 degrees in the daytime, which is perfect weather for growing roots. And today I'm at Kinney's Nursery and Topsoil in Vina, California, and we're going to be using NorCal Thunder. Now this has vinyl loam, it has garden humus, it has worm castings, it has perlite pumice, it has rice hulls, and mushroom compost, and a little of all the good stuff. And it's bulk. So we're going to the source to get our soil. Kinney's has been creating soil since 1969. So that's a long time, and they've got the right recipe. So here we are, and we're going to be working on some of our figs. So today we're just what we always do is we put the number down. There we go. And then when we get home, we'll add tags. I always recommend people at least putting identification twice. Uh-oh. Just in case it wears off on one side. So we're going to be dealing with all different sizes. This is a 4x9. This is 280. This is from Bosia. Look at those roots. And I said, you can see when I rooted this, I rooted something that was kind of weird. I rooted a branch that was forked already. I just threw it in the dirt, and that's how it took off. So I'm going to put it down. And down at the bottom, it looks a little dry. So I'm going to disturb it just a little bit. And then I'm going to use the other container to fill it back up. We'll let a little bit of soil get on the bottom. And like I said, fill it back up. Hey, sweetheart, is there a 1 gallon I can have from you? Which is funny because this is also a 1 gallon. It's just a treat. The problem about this is it's a little flimsy. So one of my favorite things to use is a 1 gallon pot to fill with. It makes it a little easier, and it's reusing, recycling. So what we'll add to this afterwards, so we're not going all the way to the top. I like to keep my containers down a little bit low because I'm going to add mulch to the top of this when I get home to ensure that when I water, I don't wash out the soil and the heat doesn't dry out the soil. You have that mulch. It gives you a little bit of insulation. So, yep, get that one up there. Ooh, and go on to the next one here. What have you guys been doing this summer? It seems like it wasn't that bad up here in Northern California. I think it got to be around 115 at one point in time. Oh man. Oh no, can't run out of ink. This is. No. Numbers 935. If you're asking me what 935 is right now, what we're up potting is some of our experimental stuff that will be going next spring into the orchard. So, wasn't too bad. I'm really excited now that we're putting a lot of stuff in ground because it's finally going to be a little bit easier. And see, even with the oak leaves, look at that. Acorns get rid of. I'm just sticking this in. Different roots are different things. Look at that. See, that's what I do. That's what I do sometimes. Now, you feel it's connected. When I go to up pot this into the ground, I'm probably going to cut that off because it has roots. So I'm going to specifically get that growing away. like I said, we're going to put this in our high tunnel. We're going to use the remainder of the season to have this grow roots. And then in early spring, we will be putting it in ground. You want to come over and help? No? So, no. Slow on the bottom. Oh no, I didn't mark it. Yeah, I know. So anything you grow, I believe one of the most, important starting points is your soil. Without good soil, you're just setting yourself up. So if you go down to your big box store and you get something with a lot of organic or wood chips in it, you're setting yourself up. You want to get stuff that's composted already, that has lots of nutrition, and is ready to help your plants and trees do the best it can. There we go. Well, like I said, this is 2118. Look at those roots. When we talk to people, about what we're growing, and what our focus is when we're propagating roots, I honestly can care less about foliage if I see a root ball like this, because I know that this is going to take off. As soon as this gets into better soil than the sterile medium, which we use perlite and peat moss to root this in, it's just going to explode. You can sometimes see when you're propagating lots of top growth, lots of foliage, and you get really excited, and then it dies. That's because you don't have a proper root system. Maybe that's taken back from, my days building bridges. You have to have an excellent foundation. I'm going to separate this a little bit gently. Here's a question we get a lot. When we up pot, can we disturb the roots? It really depends on the color of the roots. When you get into something that's a little older like this, yes, you can. If these were white roots, no, don't touch them. Don't mess with them. Don't look at them. Don't sneeze. Don't do anything. Here, all I'm really doing is opening the center up so I can allow the roots to go out, kind of flattening this down. And I'm trying to get this below the surface because this is doing me no good. The outgrowth is coming back down, so I want to be about here. So here you go. Now, I'm going to fill it up. Honestly, like I said, I don't even know about this variety. It might be a great variety. It might not be. It's part of the experimental collection, and we'll find out. That's what's exciting at the Fig Hunter. We're always finding out. And we're finding out for you and for the next generation. One of them's walking around here somewhere. Because we're doing the dirty work, the hard work, so you can enjoy the taste. What do we got next here? Ooh, here's a 102. Let's see this one here. Ooh. It's been down underneath their oak trees. You can see what I started with just a glob. It's kind of dry. Definitely needs to be up potted. There. So I want to get back to the soil, what we're talking about, because you can do so much with good soil. It'll make a very poor gardener into a genius. You can't fake it. You have bad soil, it doesn't matter how good of a gardener, what you feed it, you can only go so far. So starting out with a strong foundation is truly important. As we go back to where we're at, Kenny's Nursery and Topsoil, not recreating the wheel ever. Here, we're just saying, realizing we're lucky, we're blessed. Um, in the fact that here's an existing company that's been doing this for so long locally, and has been producing so many different varieties that we walked in there and kind of talked about what we're growing, particularly. They could easily point to something that would work for us. And that first year coming back and going, wow, yeah, you're right. You know, versus going into maybe a big box store and asking the associate, and them kind of, I'm doing that a little bit here still. You can see the roots are a little bit different. It came off here. I just want to get that below the surface. You got to remember there's somebody out there going, hey, that's not what I do. Well, what the goal here is to keep genetics alive. So 102, whether it's good or bad, we're just wanting to get this out to the orchard. And then sometimes duplicating too. So well, like I said, yeah, that's kind of still sticking up. It'll get covered with the grindings. I might go a little bit more here. There we go. Put it off to the side. What else we got? Ooh, look at these. Here we go. What is 570? No, I don't even know. At what point in time do you not remember what you have found? This point in time. There's without a list, without the map dots, without that way of communicating between Priscilla and I, we would probably be driving along and say, "Hey, is that a new tree?" Going on, hold on a second. No, it just it grew up a little bit this year. Having the right pen that works, which really means not letting the kids get into your garden pen. They do wonderful artwork, but you got to hide some stuff for yourself. That'll probably work enough for us to get home and we mark. I love this time of year. I almost love this time of year more than spring. And I know somebody's gonna be mad about that because spring, the potential for fruit is right around the corner. Now, we're still harvesting figs and we're still harvesting fruit, but that is typically passed in some cases from summer fruit. So why is the fall so important? It's cooler. Um, it's quieter. It's nice. It's after summer. It is just so exciting not to be 110. And that shows because the area where I live is known to have over 100 days a year, over 100 degrees. So here we go. Checking out the roots. Now we get the roots here. This is a little dry and this is, well, it's damp. It's doing okay. But we're talking about roots here. You see the fibrous roots? These are the roots you really want. These ones right here are the ones that will hold the tree from falling over in a storm. Or these fibrous roots will take the nutrients and upload them into your tree. So if you ask me which I want in a container, fibrous roots all day long. Fibrous roots will not strangle your tree. So here we go. Flattening this out, spreading the fibrous roots a little bit here. And putting it in. Yep. I hear some of the figlets. They are doing what they love to do. Cause chaos. No, they're having fun, running around being kids. I mean, what else do we expect them to do? In this day and age, Kids have to be kids a little bit longer. So I love places that we can go that allow kids to be kids, because what you're really building there is, fans. When you go to a restaurant, I just can't think of where we're going to head tonight for dinner, Christina's. They're family friendly. I always worry that the girls get along rambunctious, sisters will fight. Um, but it's a family friendly place that makes great food. And that's where we're at. Many generations have ran, climbed on pallets, jumped in the dirt on this property. And hopefully many more generations will come. That's legacy. That's food legacy. That's important. What else we got? Go here. Oh, look at this one here. This one, I do remember this one. This one came out of, hold on a second. I'll remember. Hey, Pert. Priscilla disappeared. No, I'm just joking with you. This one came out of San Jose. It's been a couple years since we found the mother tree. Look at those roots. Man, look at those different roots. But it's a good fig. It's a green fig. It's a yummy fig. I believe we've offered cuttings before, but we're really wanting to amp up the genetics. It's fun to listen to these right on pots. Let's look at this one again. We're going to come in here. We're going to kind of disturb the bottom roots. I'm just kind of reading where the roots are at too. Like this one comes out, so I'm not going to the base. And it's always interesting where the roots come from. So I'm not going to go above that. That's the cutting. So this is what I'm going to do instead, is I'm going to plant it at a different angle. So this will be the new growth. We do this a lot. I'll kind of disturb those roots just a little bit. Just doing a little scrunch. It's the Fig Hunter move. Scrunch. Yeah, it's been a long week. What are you doing there? I'm doing a scrunch. But some of our cuttings, when we pot them or we propagate them, prune them back, you'll notice this right here. You're like, oh, hey, that's not the typical size of the cutting. Well, it was a large cutting. We just buried the cutting. Because the more contact that has with the soil, the more roots it will find and grow. So maybe up a little bit. This has been down. Oh, put this one down here. What else we got here? We got some 28. We got a boatload of soil. And I'm definitely gonna have to get into the pins when I get home. Don't procrastinate when you mark your plants. If you know that, don't wait till you get home and you're gonna do it 2 weeks later and then you can't read it. No. Don't mess around. Don't mess around. You gotta prioritize here. They may all taste good, but your spouse is gonna be, or you can. If you have a spouse, my spouse is gonna be very upset with me if I procrastinate. Ooh, look at these roots. This is a depot, again, growing roots. And these are You know, these have been sitting down on the side road in the shade all summer. I should have done up potted these earlier in the year. And it looks like they've been, I wouldn't say getting overwatered, but they're sitting in a tote with a little more water because they're not drying out like they would in the high tunnel. There you go. So again, I'm starting to disturb some of the roots a little bit. There it goes. Feed me, Seymour. Ah! There you go. Oh, you learning anything today? The one thing I would add to this when we up pot is biochar. What is biochar? Charcoal that's infused with something biological that sets it off, like fertilizer. So before we leave today, we're gonna get some tea from Kenny's here, and we're gonna dump it on top. Oh, did you guys ever see this trick? I don't know. This is like the golden trick. Okay, so you got pots stuck together and you're like, ah, I got buckets, it's wet. Here's the trick. Just like your driver's ed. At 2 o'clock and 10 o'clock, push. Well, you saw that. Don't make me poop myself to show you that I can't fool us apart. Oh, sorry. That's it. There's somebody at home right now going, oh my God, I just learned something. Yeah, it works with 5-gallon buckets too. It creates a small gap with the air. If anything, you walk away from this video learning how to separate pots. Oh, heck yeah. This is a 275. The mother tree no longer exists. This has been where 276 was the black Jolly Rancher. This is the red Jolly Rancher. It is something that we haven't released yet. So I was really sad when this tree, what happened to the tree happened. Let's just say I was devastated. And then we decided, and so you can tell it's been getting watered, but it hasn't been getting bottom watered. Different soils, mixes. If you're interested in what it looks like in the comments, I will message me. I'll show you some pictures. Yeah. Hopefully next year we'll be harvesting our own. I had a few. This is my sob story for grafting. I had a few grafted. They were doing awesome until they weren't. By that, I removed, well, I didn't support the graft the way I should. When you have a ton of top graft or top growth and that graft is still healing, so it snapped. That's why I'm using zip ties now. I mean, and you say, when do you cut the zip ties off? 6 months. Hey, you know, you want support. Stake it. Again, don't mess around. Don't procrastinate. All that work was for nothing. Making sure I double write that one. Triple write it. Okay. Yeah. What else we got going on here? Well, life. Life when you're growing plants. It's quiet. It's beautiful out here. The sky's blue. I've got a trailer full of soil. I've got a trailer full of potential to change the world. Because when you grow something, you put forth that positive energy to offer change. Or I got a trailer full of stuff I'm going to kill. Hey, hopefully not. I'm not past that point in my life. I still kill things. I still kill plants. So many. Man, I had, what was it? Sweet tart, I think it was. It was a cherry plum hybrid that I thought, man, I was excited about it, had it planted. It was right next to, oh my goodness, my cotton candy. And this is the second time the cotton candy's died. And for some reason, we just didn't do it right. I mean, I have my ideas, but I will take full blame because I chose the location. What I didn't do, and I'll fully admit, is I did not amend the soil as well as I should have. I added a little bit. And I knew when I was planting them that I should wait for the next day and get more soil, but I planted them anyways. So it was a very, very high ratio of clay to any of the soil. And I believe the clay and 110 weather just created a a covering and just baked everything, and it would not then absorb any water, and they just continue to dry out. So that's why, depending on where you put stuff, mulching, adding that top layer of mulch is so important because it'll keep the clay moist and making sure that when you do, it plants the best chance they got to grow and use quality soil to start out with. Sounds like the figlets. What happened? Uh-oh. Something happened. I gotta go. We say we love you. 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 You want to play in the dirt instead? No? Okay. Okay. Oh, love you, Fig Fam. Until next time. This is David Burke, the Fig Hunter at the Dirt Pile.